Well, well. It is hard to believe, I know, but you better believe it. Mamelodi Sundowns have been knocked out of the Carling knockout by Gallants 7-6 on penalty shootouts. Breaking news. This is my views, my expressions. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please do subscribe, share, utshele nabangazi ukuthi we are here and sikuphathele okungaphathwa abaningi. Elamigama usiboniso sizo wakwamnikazi sibongo, and I'm not always alone, but today I'm alone. No coach Mpela and no Msai Pose. I am here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be discussing any tactics. We're just going to be talking like fans. Proper fans, football fans. How did you make of the game? That's the usual questions that I will ask to Abompela whenever sizokhuluma ngebhola. Now, I ask myself that question. Mamelodi Sundowns have tended to be a team that is just average. Just an average team where nobody cares about Mamelodi Sundowns anymore. Nobody is scared of Mamelodi Sundowns. You can tell from the pitch before anything, they don't scare. They are not scared at all. Gone at a time where you will see teams are playing low block when they're playing Mamelodi Sundowns. Not anymore. Anybody goes pound to pound against the Sundowns. It's unfortunately that we saw the very same situation when we saw them playing against Durban City, and Durban City conceded on that game, and then that opened up more opportunities for Sundowns to score. But had they not conceded, I think what we've been seeing is something that we would have seen Nagleo game. But what went wrong? How does an amazing team, an excellent team, just becomes like an average team? You know, when Sundowns was going for CAF final, they were here at the peak. Club World Cup, everybody was singing Mamelodi Sundowns. Hey, they might not have made it to the last 16, but what a team. Where is that team now? What we're seeing is different from what we have been seeing on the previous seasons. MTN 8, gone. Carling knockout, gone. The league, it's not so sure, because Nakona, it's not like they are doing so well. They have more games than any other teams. So anything could still happen there. So what is happening? There is a Nedbank Cup coming. Do you have any hopes? Still have a CAF Champions League. Is this Mamelodi Sundowns that is going to compete in the CAF Champions League? I don't know, man. But what I know is that they are out of the Carling knockout, and the Gallants are through. Yes, they are through. And so many people are complaining, crying out about the coach, that coach is not doing any justice for Mamelodi Sundowns. Do you think it is time Sundowns to do something about Coach Cardoso? I ask this question not because undermining the coach, or not because I think he's a bad coach, but I'm looking at the trend that have been happening at Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm thinking of Coach Rulani, who played finals, who played final in Nedbank on that season, who was knocked out in the quarterfinals of MTN 8, who was knocked out in the semifinals in CAF Champions League. I'm looking at that Rulane, who played 30 games in the league and only lost one, which was the final game against Cape Town City, and Sundowns parted ways with that Rulani. I'm looking at Coach Mangoba, who then take over from Coach Rulani, played very well, but was knocked out with MTN 8, played very well in the league, was doing pretty much well, dominant, winning with high scores. Then comes Carling knockout. He suffered against Magesi FC in the final, and Mamelodi Sundowns parted ways. Now Cardoso, this season alone, MTN 8 gone, Carling knockouts gone, as I've already said. The league is not really looking so well. It's only the advantage of that Mamelodi Sundowns have played more games than any other team. But apart from that, there's nothing really that one could brag about if they were a Mamelodi Sundowns fan. So is Sundowns going to keep this coach with this performance, or it's now chai for Coach Cardoso? Many Mamelodi Sundowns fans, they've had enough, because it seems like there is material that is there for the coach, but the coach doesn't understand his very own team. He doesn't understand his very own material, because the players are there. The players cannot be exceptional when they are playing for the national team and be bad or average players when they are playing for Mamelodi Sundowns. What is the issue there? We have an amazing players such as Matthews, who got the man of the match today and walked away with 100,000. And such players keep working hard day in, day out, trying to raise their hands. Of course, some of them will have an issue because they know Uti Matthews maybe have missed some critical chances of which they could have won the CAF Champions League. They could have advanced to MTN 8 to the last 16 of the Club World Cup. But after that, Matthews has been absolutely amazing. We've been seeing him assist, we've been seeing him goals from the very same Matthews. As we speak right now, he only has one season with Mamelodi Sundowns, but he's got about 15 goals and I don't know how many number of assists. So those players, and you have your Mukwenas, you have your Obas, you have your Adams. I'm mentioning these players, your Shariles, because these are the players that recently have just become average all of a sudden. So what is this? Is this the impact of Ribeiro? But come on now, Sundowns is not like a one player's team. Everybody can score at Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm not too sure. I think there's a lot that coach needs to do if he still wants to be a Mamelodi Sundowns coach, or if he's still going to be a Mamelodi Sundowns coach. There's a lot that needs to be done. I think there's a lot that the technical team, the management needs to do to ensure that this becomes the Mamelodi Sundowns that everybody knew they were. Because recently, guys, we can lie to each other. Even if I were to put the squad together, I wouldn't be scared of Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, the players would see, like, they will always do the back passes, they will always just rotate the ball, no venom whatsoever. So what are you going to be scared of there? So it's a very, very critical issue because we also look into Mamelodi Sundowns as a team that is always making sure, or the team that is always giving a performance, or their performance being implemented into the national team as well. Because you always look, it has been a trend, the players that are playing for Mamelodi Sundowns, those are the players that become dominant in the national team. But if those players are now not doing so well in the club level, how are they going to perform in the national team? With the national team having issues with the deduction of 3 points and the need for all the games to be played, with this performance from the trusted team, what is going to happen? I don't know, but what I know is Mamelodi Sundowns are out of the Carling knockout, and tomorrow we're going to be watching Kaizer Chiefs. Pirates through, Maruma Gallants through, Golden Arrows through Abafana Boputu, TS Galaxy through, and Durban City is through. So, sisazobona ukuthi ke abanye benza kanjani. This is my views, my expressions. If this is your first time here, please do subscribe, share, and tell others that we are here. And sikuphathele okungaphathwa abaningi. From mina, umfana kamningathi ukhaphela ugcotsha ijama lamaqoqo koba lehlangene ngithi we are out of here.